Greetings, my name is Lance Bell. If you watched last week's show, you know that the mass shooting was a subject and I gave my thoughts about it. However, I would like to address in this week's show about some misinformation that abound on the interwebs. Now, please understand that this will be the first for me, but this week's show I directly address a meme that was floating around this week and how it affects me here locally. For those of you that do not know, there was a person walking around a predominantly black neighborhood here in my hometown of Akron, Ohio. The name of the person in question is 25-year-old Daniel Kovacevic. Now, when he first popped up, there was a concern more than anything else. But when the meme was made, I knew there was no vetting or fact-checking at all. Now, folks, I will say this for the record. I have no idea why we have something that big carried around. Now, for all reports that I have seen, it is not an ego trip for him. Also, the Akron police talked to him, and he is full legal. He hasn't done anything to harm anyone as this taping. Now, I'm about to say is really going to piss a ton of people off because I'll be accused of stereotyping, but this needs to be said. If he would have done anything in that neighborhood, someone there in said neighborhood would have shot him on sight. No question about it. And it would not have been about race. People was too quick to point to that, and that is very sad. We as a society have gotten that level. We think that that is the only reason. There is always motives, but it's not always about that. Now on to the meme itself. As you can see in the image, Mr. Kovacevic called an extremist terrorizes black neighborhood. Ohio police does nothing. Now I'm going to completely rip Brave New Films on this. This shows one of two things. Either they did the vetting and decided to post bogus information anyway from their own personal press, or they have no clue what is going on and is using clickbait headline directly off Facebook that's thinking that it's fact like a lot of people do just to make memes. And in my opinion, I honestly think it's a mix of both. Also, to compare this to Tamir Rice and what happened is just very disrespectful on their part, especially when the security cameras shows otherwise in that shooting. Now, you are probably wondering why I'm spending an entire show on something that happened locally here. Now, the answer to that is I will tell you how the citizens here in Akron works. In the meme, it shows an image that is on the other side of town to where the meme states. Now, Spicertown, or the locals call it here the Zip Strip, is directly across the street from the University of Akron. It is an international neighborhood of mostly college students. So this, if you take the time to do the research, is a total meme fail. I have something that everyone should watch, however. YouTuber Cross Country 10 was at the barbershop at Kangaroo Klutz this past Sunday, and in the following video, you will see how when Akron has a serious issue, how we handle it.
You guys know the guy's right. So it doesn't get snatched from their hands and used against members of the community. You guys are thinking that you're acting and making sovereign decisions, but really you're making decisions that law enforcement, the people you claim to respect, would not even make. You're coming into situations and in communities without making your intentions known, without showing respect that you claim to demand. That's the issue. That's why we're all here. So, what I'm saying is you guys are confused. You think you're about something, you think you're about showing who you are, and you think that it's cool to carry a rifle strapped to your back. You come in the hood all day if you want with a pistol. That's, who can say anything? You don't just carry ordinance like that around the city to make a statement. Things like that get taken. Things like that you don't have control over what you think you have control over.
I think that a lot of people here.
So,
we
all I'm saying is, are you guys more intelligent than the police?
Now we have to hold it. We we've been, as Ohio
See you
Carry,
again.
we've been holding
Shake hands.
walks just like
Yes,
this
sir.
since 2012, and there's been no
I sent
issues
you a
ever.
message this morning to tell you to come on up back to the shop so we can talk again and maybe talk a little bit more. I sent it to you earlier today. Now, my thing is, I don't have a problem with anybody carrying a gun. I don't have a problem with that. With all that's going on, there's no need for a big gun unless you guys are going to put a badge on to go with it. If you're going to put on the badge to go with it, then you carry the big gun. Don't alarm everybody in the community or at the university when you got these shootings going on everywhere. That's my only issue. I don't care about you carrying a gun. I'm for carrying guns. You don't need a big gun that'll shoot the moon out the sky. We don't need that. That's my thing. That's my thing. I'm all for it. This is my business. Everybody that's business owner on this street, we've got students and children all around. So what's the purpose of alarming everybody early in the morning at 9 a.m.? It looks suspicious to me, so I'm going to come outside. Whether he was black or white, it wouldn't make a difference. You walking with a big gun, it's a problem. A little gun, I wouldn't even notice this man walking down the street with that little one. When I saw that, it was not a guitar on his back. That was not a guitar. So we wasn't about to sing
bro,
songs.
I didn't even see it myself until
We
you
weren't-
turned around in
we
my
weren't about-
first video, bro.
I saw him, and he wasn't about to sing
I
no
see what
songs
you got
up
on
here
your
with me.
strap right now,
So
you know what
if
I'm
we're
saying?
not about to
That right
sing
there,
songs
you know what I'm
together,
saying?
if we're not about to sing together and do something to change and make it better for everybody, don't make it worse. There's enough panic going on already. We got enough problems already. What are you doing to help your community?
I would like to sing with you. I mean, I'll sing and carry a gun. I mean, I will karaoke with you. I mean, I'll get
And I got karaoke in there if y'all want to do that.
We can sing together,
I
guys.
wouldn't want the guns to be inside, but you know, we could all go in there and we can get along. That's fine with me. I don't have a problem with no color or none of that. I got a problem with somebody that's bringing ruckus to the community,
And now that
to the
he's
business
mentioned, now that
owners.
he's mentioned that, the media and a few other people on my Facebook, his Facebook, and his is trying to spin this in a racial direction. This
that's
is not
crazy.
about
Not
race.
at all.
Well, then
All right,
I'm all
can we all
for
agree
guns.
on that?
And everybody.
Oh,
that
if you
gets
hear
to
me.
see-
Oh, if you hear me. This is not about race.
Not about race.
The
Not
day
about
is
race.
coming,
What
they're
about
going
it?
to try to take the guns from all of us.
Give me a second. What everybody didn't know is we had a conversation before the police was here. And then I started acting crazy. So when the police showed up, I flipped out. And me and him talked. We exchanged ideas. And I understand his point of view. He understands mine. The major problem that I had was the big gun. That was the problem. I would love for something if he was to protect us if something took place. But that wasn't the case. And it caught me off guard. I reacted with my emotions. But I don't have a problem with no color or none of that kind of stuff. It's not about that. It's about being in my neighborhood with that, you know, or being in my place of business with that, disrupting my business with that, or disrupting my community with that. So that's where it's at with that. I'm fine with it. Just I don't want no disruptions or no old lady having a heart attack or an old man. So I'm all for it. So I'm for the guns, just not for the big guns from the movie Expendables. Okay?
we can agree on that to an extent, but the more people do it, the more people get out here and exercise their rights and keep doing it, the more normalization we work toward. Eventually, yeah, eventually it's not going to be people having heart attacks and calling the police. Eventually, I mean, it's just going to
But
be
once
okay.
everybody's comfortable with it.
Exactly. I mean, the only way you get there is by doing it, by getting out there and taking that step.
Now, let me answer something that you brought up. The big issue is, you mentioned a need for a physical or a need for a rifle. Well, the truth is, I don't feel a need to have any guns, okay? I'm not out here with mine. You out here with yours. I don't feel a threat from you guys. You obviously feel a threat from the community that you're in. I have my pistol right there in the car. Did I feel like I needed to strap it on here to protect myself from you? No, because I'm a reasonable man. Well, so you all need to properly explain what you are doing. You're taking actions without thinking them through.
Why did you leave your gun in the car?
This specific
Is it taking
I don't
action
have
or
any-
taking precaution?
I don't have any need to feel that here with people who are
See, that's the
reasonably
thing.
discussing.
You got to
Now,
think.
for some reason, you come in here into our community or in the communities you're in, and you feel a threat.
Crime can happen anywhere at any time. If I had a
It's
crystal,
indiscriminate.
if I had a crystal ball and I can predict when
You
I
need a
hold on,
rifle on your back.
hold on, I'm
I'm
answering.
talking about the rifles versus pistols.
I'm trying to make a point here. Let me make my point, and then I'll answer your question. If I had a crystal ball and I knew when crime was going to happen, I wouldn't need a gun because I wouldn't be in that situation at that specific time. Crime happens
So did I do
anywhere
the
at
right
any
thing?
time.
My thing is, did I do the right thing? Does he look suspicious if you don't know this man and he's carrying that big gun on his back?
Oh,
Today
hey,
he
you
got.
know what? Yeah,
oh,
say
he
something.
got-
Say something.
today is
We
different.
agree with that.
So
You
you-
can call the
today it
police,
looks
absolutely.
different.
We
Today
know
I
the
don't
police,
see
we
the
form
gun.
partnerships with
But
them.
when he came out, he had a big gun on his back when I saw him. So it's my duty as a business owner, as a person that provides jobs in the community, to say, where is he going with that? Let me stop this guy and talk to him.
No, I think
Or
your
should I turn my
responsibility.
face and act like I don't see?
No, you could call the police and say, hey, I got a guy here that's walking down the sidewalk with a rifle on his back. Can you check him out? If you're that
But I didn't get the opportunity to call the
if you're
police. He
that
called
concerned, see, I don't understand people, and you say you're not against the guns. You say you're not against the guns. I'm not sure I believe you because you got a sign on your door that says no guns.
Because I didn't want nobody to walk in with the gun today.
Yeah, but that's not gonna stop it.
He's keeping the peace to, a reasonable degree or whatever he thinks is fair.
So if
Call
I
the
do
police,
right
report it.
now,
The cops will come and they
would
will
that make
check
you
it
feel
out.
better?
If it's all good, they leave. That's the way things work. That's pretty simple stuff. I'm not gonna, if I don't have a gun and you're walking
everybody
down my
is not
sidewalk
as
with a gun,
responsible
I'm
as
not
you
gonna
guys are.
confront you
That's
and
very
just start
good. You
yelling
guys
in
are
your
more
face because
responsible
you have a
than the
gun
average Joe.
and I
That's
don't.
the average-
That doesn't
that's
make
not
any
gonna
sense.
keep him with a gun. I don't need Joe Schmo in here carrying a gun on him. We don't need that. So you guys being more responsible, then I can handle
The
that.
problem is, though, is Joe Schmo don't care about that sign. He wants to come in and hurt you. He's going to do it with that sign.
But Joe Schmo will get hurt when he come in here.
You better say it.
Joe Schmo will get hurt if he walk up in my shop thinking he can do
And
that.
that's anybody. That's your business, that's your home, that's your family, that's your children. Period. I've been on this block a long time. I do the same thing for these guys right down the street where I'm working at BW3. We all stick up for each other. That's how it
But I'll
goes
take it
down
off right
around
now
here.
while y'all here. Y'all want to watch me take it off?
That's stupid. That's not gonna get you killed.
So officer inside told us to put this sign out. If y'all want to know the truth, told us to put the sign out so y'all can come in.
You just don't know gun allowed in his shop.
I just don't want violence. My thing is I don't want violence. We don't need the violence. That's my whole point.
And that's the big thing. That's why a
And
few of us
sometimes
been here
guns-
all day.
Sometimes guns bring violence. And me being a business owner, I'm going to speak for my shop and for Akron University because I'm a student that came from Akron University.
Right.
And I have a right to speak for for my place of business and my school and the elementary school that's down the street. So I said I don't want everybody in here with guns because we don't know what can turn into what. So to prevent that, let's not do the guns in my shop. That's all I'm saying. But if you want to carry a gun, carry a gun. I just have a problem with you carrying a big gun on your back. It's unnecessary to do that.
Yeah, that's just a matter of opinion.
It is.
Necessary versus what's not necessary.
But is it necessary at 9 a.m. at a place of business at the University of Akron?
Hey,
Where the
I've
elementary
been on this
school-
block 13 years. I ain't never been scared of nothing. I'm just saying.
Understand what acting responsibly about weapons, firearms. I grew up around. You're carrying a rifle on your back, and anybody can snatch off your back and shoot 25 people.
Has there ever been do you have
Point to one example.
Right.
Just point to an example of that happening.
In the paper, he said the reason he started carrying the assault rifle was because he was afraid that his gun was going to be stolen from
Okay,
him.
first of all, it's not an assault rifle.
It was me and you from the
What is it
beginning.
carrying?
Anybody that's
It's a
not a
semi-automatic
business, anybody
rifle.
that is not a business owner on this block or from
Terms
this
are terms,
community
but
shouldn't really have too much to say. They shouldn't even really count to this.
can you define an assault rifle for me too? To someone
Would
who
you, if you were in the military, you were in the United States Marines, and you were over in Fallujah, would you take a semi-automatic?
If there's one man there, good man, with a rifle, and two bad people show up with rifles, are 14 people dead or are 2 people dead?
It depends on how accurate and how well trained he is.
Exactly. But
Now, are you a Green Beret?
It doesn't. You don't have to
doesn't
shoot
matter.
anywhere. You can shoot a
Or
rifle, bro.
let me see your record at the shooting range.
Hey,
Show me your record. Can we put a can over there and you knock it off,
Hey.
knock the tip off of that tree branch up there? Let me see.
With a rifle, absolutely.
I want to see who got it.
All day long. This rifle right here is older than I am. 1956, and I guarantee you I take a can
I
out
can
of it.
imagine half of these people here train more than the police do.
Okay.
I didn't try to.
But my thing was, is it normal to see a person
It's not normal.
walking with a big gun?
But
So
that's
that
how
was
you
my
act
part.
when
That's
they
the only position I played.
Absolutely.
I'm looking out for my building, my customers, the whole block, Akron University, Mason Elementary School. That's it.
This has got
Now
a
the
lot.
media took it and twisted it and turned it.
This has got a lot of publicity. Do you think there are a lot more people now that understand and know that open carry is legal?
I'm glad it educated
So in
a lot
a
of
way,
us
we
because it
did a
educated me as
job.
well. So now I know what it's all about.
We're all good people. I carry a gun 15 years.
Hey, we're Americans, are we not?
Yes,
We all are.
That's right.
We're in the best country in the world right here, bro. So that's all I got to say. But let's keep it that way, you know what I mean? Right. Let's keep it that way. We can. Right. That's what I'm talking about. They intentionally. It's not about this guy right here. It's not about him. They intentionally want to drive a wedge. Do they not? They want to drive a wedge into me. They want us to hate each other. Oh, snap! Oh, man, I was just getting going.
More educated everybody is, the less mistakes are made. Yes, ma'am.
So, do you think it should be normal?
They're not assault rifles, first of all. They're modern day sporting rifles. They're not assault rifles. That's a term that you guys coined.
So that should be normal. No, that's all I'm asking.
I'm not saying it should be. I'm saying it shouldn't be an issue, though. I'm not saying it should be normal. I'm just saying it shouldn't be an issue.
Is a Lamborghini in the City of Akron normal?
I don't walk around with a rifle on my normal everyday things. Today I did, just because of this event. And like I said, this rifle is the same age as my dad.
What's the reason for having it on you? What are you going to use it for?
Nothing.
If you're not going to use it, why even carry it? When it can hurt kids.
He's got gold on, you got silver on. Why should he
And
be
that's why I
allowed
don't
to wear
carry my
gold?
fire extinguisher
Because he want to.
with me because I don't need it.
Because he want to.
Exactly. There you go, bro.
See, that's a different thing.
How often does that happen?
I don't know.
Why does anybody need a
Well, crime
Lamborghini?
is
They go
different.
200 miles an hour. Get an
How
81
often crime
Chevette, they
happens?
go like
It happens all the
42.
time.
That's true, but at the end of the day,
It's
you don't
personal
All day.
choice.
Is it better crime happen?
A Lamborghini doesn't just kill, though. I mean, it's a car.
Absolutely. What do you think, though, to get your point?
What?
Are you with the media?
You know what?
Are you with the media?
I want to be.
I'm not with the media.
You want me on your side? That's the
people
question.
ask him that question.
But my question is, should you walk through the black neighborhood with that just to show your point of carrying the gun?
Be a color.
I know. Not this neighborhood, but the first neighborhood he walked in that I heard about. Because I didn't even know about
I
it.
live in Garfield Heights, man. It's a very
I mean, it's good for our protection.
I know.
It's good for everybody's protection. If we got if that incident that happened in San Bernardino happen here, and then you got somebody like y'all right here, like what the hell? And y'all was just eating wings and having beer, and then hey,
Well, I don't know about the beer.
right. But you know that'd been right on time. You know, so I don't know. I'm all just for making it be a better place, man.
That's what we're doing.
That's what we all do. That's what we all do. I think the term being colorblind should be actually used.
Now, I will admit this is a great start to the issue. We as a society needs to take a long, hard look on how Akron is handling this specific issue. And there is a right way and a wrong way to do it, and I believe we did it right. Now, so you know, there is still a possible counter-protest that might happen. The information is sketchy at the moment, but will happen on Friday, December the 18th, near where I live. Now, if this actually happens, I will be reporting live and be showing the entire protest on next week's show. So stay tuned for that, and I'll give additional information as it becomes available. Well, folks, that is it for this week's show. I thank you for watching, and as always, be careful and remember, fear the real.